Picture a preschool classroom in Tokyo. Lunch is ready. The food is sitting right there on the table, but not a single child is eating. The teacher gives no signal. No one is rushing anyone. The children just sit, quietly, patiently, without a single complaint. This isn't a rule posted on the wall. This is an ancient skill Japanese parents have been wiring into their children's brains since infancy. And it directly contradicts everything the Western gentle parenting movement tells you to do. So the real question is, what do they know that we've been missing? Let's start with your morning. Your child asks for something. You say, "Not yet." They push back. You explain. They escalate. You validate, redirect, offer an alternative, and eventually, exhausted, the storm passes. You're doing everything you were taught. You believe genuinely that protecting your child from frustration is an act of love, and it is. But here's what no one told you. There is a difference between protecting your child from pain and protecting their brain from growth. Right now, without realizing it, most Western parents are doing the second one. This is not about becoming strict. This is not about going back to some cold authoritarian model. What we're talking about is something far more precise. In Japan, they call it Gaman. Gaman means something close to patient endurance. But it's not about suppressing emotion. Japanese parents who practice Gaman aren't teaching their children to pretend they're okay. They're teaching their children's brains to move through discomfort, to sit inside a difficult feeling, and to discover that it passes on its own. That gap between wanting something and getting it, between feeling frustrated and falling apart, that gap is where the brain actually builds itself. Here's the neuroscience. Inside your child's skull, right behind the forehead, is the prefrontal cortex. It governs impulse control, emotional regulation, the ability to delay gratification and persist through difficulty. It is also the last part of the brain to fully develop. It won't finish maturing until your child's mid-20s. But how strong it becomes depends almost entirely on how much it gets exercised in early childhood. The prefrontal cortex does not grow through comfort. It grows through practice. It develops when a child has to wait, when they sit with a feeling they don't like, when they find their own way through a small, manageable frustration. Every single time that happens, new neural pathways form. The brain gets slightly better at regulating itself, like a muscle that only grows under resistance. Now here's the uncomfortable part. When we eliminate every source of frustration, handing over the snack the moment they ask, solving the puzzle before they've really tried, smoothing every bump before they even feel it, we are not exercising that muscle. We are letting it sit idle. And a prefrontal cortex that never gets practiced is one that struggles to regulate emotion, tolerate waiting, and handle the inevitable disappointments of real life. You've probably heard of the Stanford marshmallow experiment. A child sits alone with a single marshmallow. If they can wait 15 minutes without eating it, they get 2. What happened next followed those children for decades. The ones who could wait showed dramatically better outcomes across nearly every measure researchers tracked: mental health, academic achievement, relationships. But here's what most people don't know about that study. The ability to wait wasn't fixed. It was buildable. And it was built through repeated, low-stakes practice starting in early childhood. Japan figured this out without a laboratory. They figured it out through centuries of lived cultural wisdom. Go back to that Tokyo preschool. Those children waiting before lunch are practicing a ritual called itadakimasu, a moment of collective gratitude before every meal. Every day, multiple times a day, those children's brains are running the same circuit. I want something, I will wait. The wanting does not destroy me. And then, the reward comes. That loop, repeated hundreds of times before a child starts elementary school, literally rewires the stress response. The amygdala, the brain's alarm system, the thing that fires when your child hits the floor screaming over the wrong colored cup, becomes less reactive. Not because the child was suppressed, because their brain learned, through experience, that discomfort is survivable. Now, I want to address something directly, because if you've spent time in modern parenting spaces, you've been told that deliberately letting your child sit in frustration causes anxiety and damages attachment. I want to take that seriously because it comes from a real place. Secure attachment research is important. Children need responsive, attuned caregivers. None of that is wrong. But here's what the research actually says versus what got distorted in the translation to pop parenting culture. Secure attachment is built through the overall pattern of responsiveness across thousands of interactions over time. It is not destroyed by a ritual pause before lunch. Researchers at the University of Minnesota found that securely attached children actually showed better frustration tolerance because they had a stable base from which to tolerate small risks, including the risk of feeling uncomfortable for a moment. Gaman doesn't contradict secure attachment. Practiced with warmth and presence, it deepens it. The child learns, I can struggle a little, and my parent is still here. That is not insecurity. That is resilience. So what does this look like in your home, starting today? Step 1. Introduce the micro-wait. Your child asks for a snack. Pause for 5 seconds. Finish one sentence. Fold one shirt. Then get the snack. Don't announce it. Don't explain it. Just let that tiny gap exist. Research from Kyoto University shows that even micropauses, repeated consistently, begin strengthening the prefrontal cortex within weeks. You're not withholding anything. You're just creating a sliver of space between wanting and getting. That sliver is the whole game. Step 2. Name the feeling without rushing to fix it. When your child is frustrated, acknowledge it. You really want that right now, and that's hard. And then wait. Don't immediately offer a solution. Let them sit inside the feeling for 30 seconds. Stay close, stay soft, stay quiet. Your calm body is the message. This feeling has an end. It will pass. Step 3. Build a daily waiting ritual. Before dinner, everyone sits for 30 seconds before the first bite. Before opening a gift, everyone takes a breath together. These rituals sound minor, but the brain processes them as repeated rehearsal of the same skill. I can want something and wait for it. The more consistent the ritual, the deeper the neural groove. Step 4. Let natural frustration play out. Your child is struggling with something. Count to 30 before you intervene. Watch what happens. Most of the time, one of two things occurs. They figure it out, which builds genuine competence, or they come to you for help, which is still better than you stepping in before they even tried. The Japanese concept of mimoru, watchful waiting, is not passivity. It is one of the most active things a parent can do. Step 5. Model Gaman out loud. Mirror neurons in your child's brain literally copy your emotional states. So when you're stuck in traffic, say it. I want to be home right now, but we have to wait, and that's okay. When your own impatience rises, pause visibly, breathe visibly. You are not just managing yourself. You are teaching your child what regulation looks like from the inside. The children sitting quietly in that Tokyo classroom are not suppressed. They are not afraid. They are not performing obedience out of fear. They are calm. They are present. They have a skill that many adults in the Western world are still trying to build decades later. The ability to sit inside a moment of wanting without being consumed by it. That skill starts at 2 years old. It starts at 18 months. It starts with 5 seconds. Here's your challenge this week. Pick one moment each day, just one, where you let the gap exist. A small request, A small frustration, a small weight. Don't announce it, just let it breathe. And watch what happens not just to your child, but to you. Because when you stop rushing to fix every uncomfortable moment, something shifts. You stop dreading the frustration. You start trusting your child's capacity to move through it. And that trust, felt by the child, communicated without a single word, might be the most powerful thing you give them. Which of the 5 steps feels hardest for you right now? Drop the number in the comments. I read every one. Next week, we're going inside another counterintuitive Japanese practice. Why Japanese parents deliberately let their children fail, and the specific way they do it that turns failure into brain fuel instead of shame. It's not what you think. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it.